What a good married couple we are.
It's kind of funny. So I don't know. I assume they can hear us behind this screen right now.
Hi, everybody.
I want to see
The
what
stream
happens.
is starting soon.
Are
Or
you on the
now.
channel or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to be?
I'm going over there. I'm gonna go look right now.
This is my favorite part. Like the last time we tried to do it, and there's a whole bunch of show.
Oh, here. Okay, that range life. We're doing it live.
There's a whole bunch of show. Oh, here. Okay. A slight delay, folks. If you're watching at home.
Oh yeah, you can hear us. All right, that's kind of funny. I wonder how you can do that. So like, people know. All right, well, you want to start the show?
Sure. Looks like there's nobody watching anyway, so
as long as YouTube says it's going to like save it, then this counts as the show. So I guess let's start the show.
All right, let's start the show.
Okay. Hey, look at us.
Hey, a 3, 2, 1. That's what we do. Hey, welcome to That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. We're doing it live. Tons of people are watching. Super exciting. You know, the hottest golf show. We're a golf show. Stay out of politics. Another fantastic week here in America.
Oh God.
That's Chris McEwen. I'm Bill Bush. DriveRangeHeroes.com. At Chris McEwen. At Range Heroes. Wherever you want to follow on social media, do us a favor. If you're just joining us live, we're doing it live. Go down below, hit subscribe, and maybe we'll do more of these. Maybe we won't. Hit the bell so you get notified every time it comes up. It'll be fantastic. Okay.
Hey, Scoob's here.
Yeah,
Scoob.
Being hilarious as always. Funniest guy on the planet. Makes perfect sense every time. The call to actions podcast. We don't know how this is going to work as a podcast. So the audio, there may be a totally different podcast on the YouTube show. Keep you guessing here. That's what we do. I'm getting used to our visual, the screen looking different.
I can change it. We can do it this way too.
No.
How's that now?
Like this one? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. Let's just get right into it. I was not prepared for really anything. I found out about this because the Twitter application on my phone said you had some notifications, which the at Range Heroes notifications to this day, I still have no idea why I get ones that I do and ones that I don't. And I've given up figuring it out. So, so I had a notification and it was you mentioning me.
Yeah.
That we were doing this and I didn't know that. So.
Well, here's the thing. It's been a week over in the McEwen household, and I would have liked to, yesterday I was celebrating my daughter's 22nd birthday, so we couldn't do the show then. Monday was July 4th, and I was in no mood whatsoever to do anything. And so we weren't going to do it then. And so, if we wanted to have a timely show, I have to go back and edit these things and all that kind of stuff. I figured, and I wanted to do this anyways. I've been wanting to try a live show forever.
Right.
So I found this thing, Restream here, and here we are. And we're going to try a live show on the YouTube.
We'll see how it goes. Right. You have the categories all lined up and the hit segment, 5 major questions. But before we get going, can I can I show you something real quick? You can kind of see it there. I already have calls out to replace the Ian Poulter bags. He's one of the few, I will say, live tour wise. It's nothing personal, but it's just sort of like it's just not like everybody else. I'm just not enjoying taking in the product regardless. So as Jay Armour of Sub 70 said to me, good night, Ian Poulter. Good night.
Yeah.
But anyway, look at this guy got today.
Oh man.
100-year-old leather carry bag. 100 years old.
Where did you find? Is that eBay or was that one of your
eBay? I asked our buddy Mitch. I said, "Hey man, what I need something period correct for my hickory set, because the bag I had it in was a canvas Sunday bag from
Right.
like the 50s ish, 60s ish, maybe.
Okay.
And I'm like, do I need to go period correct? Whatever. And he goes, yeah, no, just do this. Here's what I carry in, and no sense in spending that money for what you're gonna beat it up on. I'm like, all right. So I start looking on eBay for stuff. These bags, you're talking like you can find them for $600, $500, in good shape, whatever.
Yeah.
Understandably so. It's not like there were a ton of them. They're
Right.
full leather in any condition, surviving from late 1800s, early 1900s to now. So
Wow.
I just stumbled into the right search terms, and nobody was looking at it. Nothing happened, and I got it for dirt cheap. So
Nice.
pretty pumped about it. I'm thinking already. I'm like, what kind of leather conditioner do I need for it? For to not use it, then should I start bringing it with me when I'm walking any round and put modern clubs in it?
It's
I don't
pretty
know.
sick. It's
It's
pretty
awesome.
sick. Yeah.
So that's my
Nice
new
job.
pride and joy. I'm very excited about. All right, let's get into the show. What golf topics do you want to discuss today on That Range Life?
Did you see I updated the doc?
I did,
I
but
actually just talked to Mitch too. Mitch hit me up and asked me if I've seen The Bear. Have you watched any of The Bear? I think I told you about it, right?
I don't remember.
No.
I haven't watched it.
It's Lip's new show from Shameless.
No, we haven't talked about this at all.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he has a new show. He's the main character on it. His name is Bear. His nickname, they call him Bear.
I cannot sit in the right place with this
Yeah.
setup.
He takes over his brother's restaurant in Chicago, and it's Mr. Beef.
Oh, I have seen the commercials for this. I didn't know
Yeah.
that's
So
what it was called.
Mr. Beef is literally, it's less than a block from my house.
Yep.
We saw him filming there the whole time. We knew it was coming, whatever. Um, it's a very well done show. It's really, really good.
Doesn't it feature multiple Chicagoland restaurants from around the same era? I thought it did.
No,
Or just a beef. Okay.
not that I've seen yet. No, it's really just that restaurant, and he's trying to it's a mess, and he's trying
Mm-hmm.
to kind of get everybody to do stuff, and he's got a cousin that's not a cousin, but they call him cousin. But it's some of it, they do a really good job of being hyper local. Like they get some of the nuance of living in the city and the suburbs around it. They're not doing the over the top Chicago accent for the most part, which I appreciate. So they're not trying to make it Chicago-y. They're just letting it be Chicago-y. And it's fantastic. It's really good. Stressful. It's a stressful watch, but it's really good.
It's definitely what I need to watch them. But
I
have seen,
if you've ever, I don't know if you ever worked in a kitchen, Bill, but kitchens are the most stressful places on the planet, man. It's just like people everywhere. They're small, they're hot, there's yelling, it's just, and they capture that really, really well.
I did have jokes to make there, but in the best interest of our image, I will not. No, I have not worked in a kitchen before, other than my own. And I can imagine it doesn't sound fun. And I don't like to feel stressed and anxious, as you well know.
That the first episode, man, we were like, oh, it's just like everyone's yelling, and it's constant, like shot to shot to shot to shot to shot to shot. It's just crazy, but it's really, really good.
So you say the show is a high stress show and anxious. The last time I felt super high stressed and anxious was a couple weeks ago at actually a few maybe weeks ago at Mount Prospect Golf Club.
Oh yeah,
you and I
that's
recently
right.
made the triumphant return to. You like that segue?
That was very good. Very good.
I noticed you had it in the notes. Now,
yeah.
I just got the segue. It's your job now. What are we going to talk about?
I just didn't know, we hadn't played together in forever. I thought it was just nice to be together.
It was awesome.
And play golf.
I wear backwards hats now.
And I thought we both played pretty well. You saw me have an eagle chance.
As did I. Yeah.
Yeah. You also, you're an eagle chance. So ladies and gentlemen, Bill Bush, if you know Mount Prospect, it's let's see, the third hole. It's 305 yards long. I talked about this. I talked about this hole on the last time when I said I wanted to get out there and play, because there's a decision there you have to make. You can hit driver and toy with the idea of getting onto the green if you're long enough. Or you could actually hit anything down to probably a 7 or 8 iron, right?
Or a 9 iron, like straight right.
That's or that, right? And so that's what I did off
When I
the
say
tee.
straight right, I mean like
It
perpendicular
was
to, yeah.
it was bad. It was bad, but I rallied, just for the record.
You did, yeah.
But Bill Bush, on the other hand, selected driver out of the bag, and that was his eagle chance.
I
Drove the green.
have
And
reflected on
and
that since.
the amazing thing on that is, like, if you know that golf course, the mouth into the green, which we talked about, I'm sure you rolled up there.
Yeah,
You had
supposed to.
it's probably 10 yards wide. I mean, you hit the best shot that you could possibly hit.
Yeah, it was a world, and I'm saying this not out of like cockiness and any sort of this is the expectations I have in my game. Like, it was a world class tour grade shot, and I'm not
No
known for
joke.
that.
It was no
But
joke.
the flight, everything about it, was like how it came off the face, the sound of me, I was like, oh my god. And I've reflected on this often since, just how mind blowing it is. And at one point, I was really interested in counting putts because I forgot how difficult the greens were at that course since I haven't played it in
Yeah.
like 8 years. And third hole, I was roughly 12 feet to the hole for my second shot. It was a putt. I 3-putted from there with ease, but it could have been 4. 3-putting from 12 feet was absurd, but that's what I did.
I know
So
you're
just easy par, I guess. I don't know, but great thing I hit a world class drive to. I mean,
right,
and I don't feel
right.
bad about the 3-putt. There are millions of 3-putts out there, and I think one of the things I pointed out throughout the round there is I don't think the greens are unfair. I do think they're a little silly.
Well, they never there was one hole, I think, that we decided they were giving us a flat putt,
Right. And
but
even
otherwise
that,
there aren't flat putts.
it still wasn't an easy putt, but like
Right.
I'm big in that. I don't care if they're hard and difficult pin placements and all that. But I think there needs to be a reasonable leaving point around the hole from 6 feet and in. And they have an issue
That's
where
not
you
it.
never have it there. So
No.
it's tough because they are like, and I kept saying this because I'm known to be critical and negative with these kinds of things. I'm like, I want to be clear. I do enjoy them. I think they're super cool. I think they're fun. I don't think they're unfair, but just playing into, I mean, you and I both are adjusting to new clubs, new swings.
Yes.
That has its own challenges, but I mean, we were hitting green complexes.
Oh, we were playing golf.
Yeah, and just disappearing from
For
any
sure.
reasonable spot,
Right.
let alone staying
Right.
on the green. So,
Right. You remember the whole, I think it's it's also a shorter par 4. It's got a bit of the green is kind of like swoop, comes up, there's a big swell, and it's a pushed up green, and like the landing area, if you wanted to go after the pin, was probably 5 feet
are we
in
talking about
diameter.
the number 10 par 3?
No,
That
no,
one where
no.
I hit that beautiful 9 iron and it like right on the ridge and zipped back
No,
about 45 feet.
no,
Meanwhile,
no,
the kid we
that's
were playing with hits like and stopped right on the thing, and I literally just went up and marked his ball for him and just nicked it with the tip of my putter, and the thing flew back 35
right.
feet.
No,
Not that
this
one.
one is like, this is the front nine. This is, I think, 6 or 7. It's right after that par 3 that I birdied.
Mm-hmm.
That short par 3 that I birdied right after that. So it's a shorter, but you have to hit, I hit the green
I do
in
remember now.
2,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was kind of like were just looking at the landing area to that thing. It was kind of crazy.
Was,
I'll say this about I like the uniqueness. I wouldn't want to play it every weekend, I don't think, or every week. I mean, I would play it every week if they let me, but I mean, it's nice to have just kind of somewhat of a carnival-y sort of, almost like the greens are almost putt putt
it
style,
to
you know?
me, It was a case of, and the way I said it to you, what got me with it, it's whether it's chipping, putting, I would say playing on a sand, every single green was exhausting. And so even when
Right. Yeah, you are.
you're
Yeah.
playing good golf, like you're
Yeah.
still just grinding out there. And I'm sure as you get to know them and get a feel for the nuances, it's a different story, or different-ish.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely hit a point. And I think, to be fair, the last time I played 18 holes of golf was before this month ago, where I was really, so this, I don't remember if we told on here or not, but like in short, I got pretty sick. I was pretty sick, and
Right.
made it 2 holes there and was absolutely miserable. And the last time I played 18 holes was sometime before that. So it's been a while. And I think part of it was, maybe it's like the 14th hole. And I think I just was mentally exhausted, and I'm not conditioned for 18 holes right now, which is funny to say, and not like out of shape, like just mentally, and just
Yeah.
don't have it in me.
Yeah, just focusing
So
in general.
that was definitely a wall that I hit. But while I'm not saying golf should be easy and mailed in for to me the whole time, I'm not making that claim. Um, if you're looking to feel like you're just solving Rubik's cubes every 18 holes, it's a nightmare. So
Yeah,
it's
I guess
exhausting. That's
it's
all.
it's a it's a nice thing to complain about around here because I feel like more often than not, the greens just aren't fun that way.
It's a lot better, especially with you and me and our usual. We're not going to pay $1 zillion to play courses around here. So
Yeah.
the
And all that being
flat,
said,
slow,
right,
no
right.
profile.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. I
exactly.
take it, yeah, exactly. I would take it a million times over most of the stuff we do play, because it is interesting, and it's about a 10-year-old remodel, and I
Mhm.
still have not looked up to verify this, but I'm pretty sure it's David Essler who did it, and he is one of the best in the game in making new courses look like they're 120 years old. And it's like, no, you just pop that in. And Black Sheep's another one he did, and same thing.
Oh,
It
yeah?
looks like a vintage course, and never played it, only seen pictures.
Oh, okay.
And it's not. So he's, I
Yeah.
mean, it looks like, what, did Don Ross drop this in here? 1907? No.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, and I shouted just yet another 83 after all that.
Mm-hmm.
Grinding me out another 83, which I'm very happy for. I'm probably that's the other thing. I'm probably playing the perpendicular 5 irons aside, which that's
Mm-hmm.
what I hit. I hit a 5 iron. Uh, I'm playing pretty good golf post lesson slash fitting. I gotta say.
I'm kind of disappointed in the realization that you're I think there's this hope how breaking 80 is going to go for you, and the events and people participating, and the reality is it's going to be these one, like, random, I was just playing White Pines on a Thursday
It's true.
evening,
It's totally
and
true. And it's kind of like the hole in one fear, like when you're playing by yourself and you get a hole in one.
mhm.
Like, I don't want to be alone on a golf course and break 80.
So
I really would like to have someone alongside me.
on top of all that, you have to keep this in mind. You're competing with intern Grant, whether you like it or not. He
Mm.
is ready for, we did a live show in the garage. And then, I'll just tell it. All right. So he texts me.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Well, I was trying to think of like burying the lead. I'm like, I'll just like tell the whole story. He texts me in so many words. He texted me very, very excited over the 4th of July weekend. He broke 80. I was like, I guess, it's okay.
On like a par 65?
He said it was a par 70.
Shut up. He's fired.
So,
Get
and
out of
I'm
here. I never
sitting here,
want to see
part of
your
me is
face
like,
again.
how does he do it before Chris? But he is
Yeah.
younger, and I think he is a little more carefree on the course, baby, and doesn't
God,
get in
he's been
his head
playing for
as
like
much.
6 months.
Right. Well,
Son of
and
a
some that
bitch.
might play in his favor.
I guess.
And so I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. And so I asked him, like, any mulligan, no mulligans, no gimmies. Like, don't get me wrong, you hit a certain point where you go, yeah, I shot a 79 today, but all right, I took 2 off the second tee, or whatever. Like, I go, okay, or all the gimmies, but it's like for that first time, and you're gonna start making the claim, you gotta do it the right way, right? And he's like, no, 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 I didn't. This guy, I know this person, he family-ish for him. He's like, ask Connor, he can vouch. I said, all right. Well, cool, man. Congrats. And immediately in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna bring it up and call him on camera in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
garage and go, tell us about it, and have you be upset. He texts me, I don't remember, it was a day later or 2 days later. He's like, look back at the card, forgot to because he does like I do with the circles and box and stuff. He goes,
Oh, okay.
bogeyed the first hole and didn't box it, so I missed it in my count out 80. And in a way, it's like that's still really good, obviously, but
Yeah.
you're like,
some people will tell you that 80 is kind of the worst score when you're like that's that's like.
I think I'd agree. Especially there's a
When
time in my
you're,
life I'd be like, what are you gonna do? But
of course, if you're shooting 95s every day and then you shoot an 80, yeah, it's awesome. Or you don't give a shit,
I think
whatever.
even if you shoot 95s every day and you shoot an 80, you were on that day, and it's like, God damn it.
Yeah,
God damn
yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I think
know.
like
Thankfully, I've shot 81 a handful of times. I've never shot an 80, so I don't even. I'd be so angry.
I think 81 doesn't feel that much better though, because you're like, oh, it's in there. It's in there.
Yeah, at the time, I was like, it was like the Caddyshack round with the priest. It was just insane. Like I think I chipped in 3 times for par. It was just, and it was very, very early in my golf career with my brothers in Arizona. I really didn't even know the rules, honestly.
Do you ever stop and think, like, listen to us? You're talking about, man, you were just on that day. It was like the priest and Caddyshack. And then you think about, you're capable. You've had eagle looks, you make birdies. So, like,
Right.
theoretically, you're capable of parring any hole you play.
That's true.
So to shoot an 80, 81 isn't like you really weren't that on
No,
as a
it's
golfer. And this
right.
is what kills me.
Right.
Even like if
Right.
I go out
Right.
tomorrow and shoot a 77, it's not
Right.
like, wow. I mean,
Right.
I couldn't miss. It's like, well, dude, you shot 6 to 5 over.
Right.
If you couldn't miss, you would have shot like a 64. And you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of right.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
I
like, I
mean, that
know it's
just
all
shows
relative.
right, that just shows how hard this stupid game is.
Right. Right. Oh,
It's
I
so
couldn't miss
hard,
that.
man.
And think about somebody else who shoots like 120 and then they shoot a 95. Like, I couldn't miss that day.
Right.
Like,
I know
we all have to.
Scotty's told the story that like when the first time he broke 80, I think he made every putt like 10 feet or closer. Like
Right.
that was his, like he was, putting out of his mind. So like everything was just going into the hole. But that's what it took for him to break 80.
So
And he's a good ass golfer. It's like at the time,
think of
like he
these
was good.
milestones though, and how like, I mean, even me and back in the day when I was a lot better at this game, for all the milestones, like there was something that was a Herculean effort. It wasn't just like, oh, I just hit a pretty good shot in there and tapped in a putt. It was like, no, man, I had 2 30-footers for birdie that day, and I
Right.
had a par save from 18 feet after getting out of a bunker. It's like there's just no ho-hum about it. And same thing, well, I guess it's the old right, or how'd you shoot a 75 today? Well, I missed the putt for 74. So
That's
same
right.
thing.
Right. Right. Right.
Golf,
Anyways,
a dumb game, right?
it was fun to play. It's fun to get out. We played with some fellow golf nerds. Uh, they were golf
Like
guys.
real one. I mean, I had
Yeah.
to actively
Yeah.
have a conversation with in the car. Go, Chris, I can't. I'm not saying how much of a golf nerd I am to avoid going down the slippery slope with these guys.
Right.
Being like, I have a
Right.
golf website. We do a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Good dudes, but yeah, they were, one of us, basically.
Definitely one of us.
Yeah. So, and hopefully we get out and shoot a quick little 9 in the morning a couple days from now.
Oh man, if this thing comes together the way we're hoping, it is going to be so fun, and it could be some of our best content.
Honest to God, and if we can make this a reoccurring thing,
I think it'll change how we do a lot of things on this channel.
Correct. Anyways, So that was it. That was my prospect. Really fun round. Super happy with the 659 CBs from sub 70 and my one stupid little swing fix seems to be working out. I got that weird, like we were talking about, when you fix one thing, sometimes it breaks something else, and that's why I was hitting balls off the toe, which I would never do
yeah,
ever.
I feel like it's this is probably, I feel like I'm being rude. It's broken, I'd say a good like 5-6 things for you. But that, like, I can relate. I know how that goes.
But wait, what are the other 5?
Think about, Mom. Let's not do this. We don't. This is gonna turn into the last episode. 5, 6 is exaggerated, but it's definitely a multiple. I'm getting distracted. We have a chat.
I know people are.
How far do I drive the ball on average? I'm asked. Good question. I would say
Far.
What do you think about 315, 320? I was a little off the other day. Maybe 330.
No, don't gaslight Fling Shot. It's probably I would bet on average you're real close to 300, if not 300.
Yeah, I'll take that somewhere in there.
I think I've seen you hit enough gigantic golf shots. So I mean, if you're getting like at Mount Prospect, you're getting rollout. You could hit something that's 340.
Yeah, I'll answer the question this way. If I'm like blindly saying I'm about the swing speed. I'm like 115 miles an hour with a driver. At the end of a season, if I'm having a good season and moving well, I'll peak at like 118. Do with that what you will.
And not to mention the golf ball that you use, Bridgestone Golf, the official golf ball of that range life, also plays a very important factor into the distance off your.
We didn't factor in this gem in our live show. At
this point, I don't care. I'm just happy that we're doing a live show. I think it's fun.
Live. I will throw this out there in regards to Bridgestone golf balls and how happy I am to be partnered up with these guys. I shot our guy Elliot a message about this too.
Okay.
Look, we at the same time, doing some reviews for another ball. I have a handful of different golf balls around right now that I have to test or whatever. And the ball's fine, but man, the difference between the Bridgestone that I play and this other ball, I was like, it just, I'm not saying other balls aren't great, whatever, but it makes a huge difference. I drive it better. I control. I do everything with it better. I just do. It feels just right every time. So shout out to them. Great. What a golf ball. So glad to partner up with them.
And I'm still looking for a refresh on my stock. And can I also just throw in just a begging, just a pleading, maybe they have one laying around. I saw the Bridgestone Golf bucket hat, and it's a must have.
I don't know if you guys know
it's a must have
about Chris McEwen. He loves himself a bucket hat, as do I, but not as much as
right
you.
There. Right there.
All right, let's move on.
They don't. Chrome Soft Fling Shot, they do not promote us. Bill, what are you about 5'10"?
6
foot.
No.
He's a 6 foot Fling Shot. He's a 6 foot former hockey player. So the dude has tons of swing speed.
Yeah, the hockey plays a little bit of a role in
Man,
my golf.
Look at this show. So we've got so Patio Furniture. He wants your thoughts on the Lab 2.1 and the Mez. He wants some feedback.
I don't.
This
I don't
is
know
so
if I like
fun.
this. We could do we do a more interactive show at some point. I will say,
can I do this? Can I do this? Hold on. Look here. I can display him right there. Boom.
The Lab 2.1 and the Mez. God, this is look at it. This high grade technology.
This is the best.
It's tough to say. Do you want to look at? I mean, they admit the 2.1 is a weird looking putter, so I don't feel bad saying it. The thing looks like an upside down branding iron. I don't know why upside down a branding iron. It's
a branding
huge,
iron, right?
The thing is wild. It looks like a spaceship. but it works. It is super forgiving. It really is an incredible putter. I've seen people adjust to it and be like, nah, I know it looks funny, whatever. I've seen people also go, I can't adjust to it. I can't look down at this thing. That's where the Mez comes in. It's still a little goofy looking. It takes some getting used to, but it's much, much more pleasant to look at and has a lot of the same benefit you get out of the 2.1, the directed force 2.1. I would still say the directed force 2.1 is more forgiving, but for me, looking down at the Mez,
visually, it's a hang up.
It's worth the I mean, it's still super forgiving, so that little bit of a more pleasant look is worth that sacrifice in the minuscule amount of forgiveness. So I'm a Mez point, I think it's Mez 0.1 guy myself. It's back there somewhere in the archive. It's a great putter. They're both they're both legit really good putters. I like them both more than the Blade one.
Are we putter experts? Because look at my guy here, Madubi, who all he just said was Cleveland frontline putters. I don't know if that's what he plays or she plays, but that's what I play, Madubi, and I love my frontline
putter. I kind of hate how much you're enjoying this. Like,
this is the best. Yeah. What do you mean?
Like the giddiness you have, you're like out of control.
This is the happiest you've ever seen me.
It's up there.
But yeah, keep the questions coming there, kids. This is fun.
This is fun. It's a nice change of pace for this dumb show. Let's be honest.
Right, it's true. It's true. And if it's a podcast, it's not going to make any sense. This ends up being a podcast. But yeah, the Cleveland front line. I've played. How long have I been playing the front line now? My son has one. I have one. He's got the mallet. I have the blade. I really truly do. Madubi love the Cleveland front line punter. And here, this one here, this one's for you, Bill. This one's for you. Look at Patio Furniture saying he appreciates the feedback. So thanks for watching, Patty.
I would like Patty to somehow follow at Range Heroes at Chris McHugh and come back. Let us know what you go with. That's a good one. Would love to know that. I will say this about the Cleveland frontline putter and you specifically. Think about this between me and what I have around, and then what we here do in the golf world. You could have almost any putter you want. You know, a lot of oyster scenarios. You've tried different things. You've looked at different things, and that in the 2 years we've been doing this crap, that thing won't go away, and it shouldn't. I mean, think about all the jokes we've told about your putting and how true it is. So, it doesn't work for me. We don't connect. That said, nothing seems to outside of my gamer anymore these days. Like, I'm gonna try changing up, make it maybe 6 holes with anything else. I'm like, nope, back to the gamer. But
yeah,
Cleveland works for you, man. I've seen you it's two putt like 17 feet enough times, you know.
It's true. Yeah, Bill's seen me hit my first putt 17 feet past the hole and then hit a comeback for par.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So, hey, look, should we do the thing now? I don't know if you saw Bill.
Do the thing. Yes, let's do the thing.
I'm talking about 5 major questions with Bill Bush. I made a thing for us. Did you see that the last time we did this? I made like a transition thing, and now I can't even use it here because we're live.
Probably not because I can't watch these shows anymore. It's like listen to yourself sing. I can't relive it.
I figured, but it's a good transition.
I believe it.
Thanks, man. Okay. So Patty, Flinkshot, Madubi, Scoob, if you're still here, we do this thing called 5 major questions for every major that comes around. I come up with 5 major questions for my friend Bill Bush, and he answers them.
Yes.
No, so we're a little ahead of schedule, but I wanted to do this now because next week I'm off to Arizona for my big golf tournament. And so I wasn't going to have time next week, and I'm like the commissioner of the thing. So next week is going to be, I'm not going to be too busy to even do anything other than that.
I'd say production meeting. We're just taking next week off.
Not necessarily, but it might be just more of a, let's just hang out a bit for a minute,
Okay. Good by either way. Hey, either way, good by me.
Right. Right. So anyways, there's one more major left. I probably should know this, Is the PGA Championship left?
No, because they play that in May now, right?
In May. You're right. In May.
And
You're right.
Justin Thomas, the
Yes,
president
that's right.
of the
That's right.
PGA Tour,
Right.
won it. Did you know his dad's a PGA professional? Did you know?
Yeah, and he's sponsored by Troon, or he likes Troon.
And did you know that
I know
Jack
that.
Nicklaus likes milkshakes and ice cream? Did you know that?
It's true. I didn't know that. So this is it. This is the last 5 major questions of the year.
Is that
God?
how is that 2 weekends from now? The
Right. So
Open
this weekend is the Scottish Open, which your guy Poulter got. He's able to play in it. He filed a lawsuit or something, and they let
You know
him
what?
in.
Let's talk about that real quick. I haven't followed that closely. I saw it like pop up in my not golf like trending not golf
Really?
Twitter account, and the
Yeah.
trending thing that Poulter got in, and so I clicked it to see, and basically there's 3 players
Yeah.
who got some sort of stay here. And
Right.
here's what's going to be hilarious to me. Again, agreeing, disagreeing, what do whatever you want with the live and PGA DP world stuff. But there's one thing we're learning. I do not. Maybe DP world. I don't trust either of these golf tours that are not called live to have their ducks in a row enough that
Yeah. No.
all these live guys aren't going to find all their way through the
Yep.
little loopholes in this and be like, oh,
Yep.
once again, another. And I forgot, I saw a great tweet, I should say a Twitter thread of somebody explaining, like, hey, like live or not, it's going to change the landscape of professional golf, whether you like it or not. And is that a good thing, bad thing, and open up for discussion and all that. But look, it's going to point out a lot of blind spots that these tours have and holes they didn't need, think they needed to fill. So
Yeah.
it's very
It's totally
interesting.
true.
So good for those guys who are like, no, you don't get to decide that. Sorry. Don't know.
Sorry.
Right.
Anyways, yeah. So the next weekend, a week from, I guess tomorrow's Thursday, when Scottish starts.
Wait. One more live thing. Did you? I just saw today because, as you know, I don't follow golf Twitter at all anymore. Did you see the Dustin Johnson tweet of a great team win? And it was him, Patrick Reed, and I forgot who else after the last tournament. And they apparently were the winning team for the team portion of it.
Okay,
And
I did not see this.
Holding the trophy like stooges. It was the funniest thing in the world. I was dying.
I missed that.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dustin Johnson really was excited about the team camaraderie that came out of it. So I just thought it was hilarious. Anyway, move on. Okay. 5 major questions. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So 5 major questions about the Open that will be in roughly 2 weeks or so. And viewers, if you're here, you're live. If you want to try to answer these, just don't cheat and look them up. Okay.
Yeah.
Just throw your answers in there. If you get the right answer before I read it, we'll send you something. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Bill, that's not no. Well, Bill kind of sells t-shirts and flip-flops.
That's all I do.
All right. Question number 1. The first Open, William, was organized by the members of Prestwick Golf Club. And it was actually, this is kind of interesting. It was following the death of Alan Robertson the year before. And Alan Robertson was considered, it was, you couldn't argue it. He was the best golfer in Scotland.
Okay.
And this new championship was created to find his successor. They were going to go out and find the next great golfer.
Okay.
Old Tom Morris, one of your pals, was Robertson's longtime partner in challenge matches, and he was the keeper of the greens at Prestwick, and he was the favorite to claim. Back then it was a belt, the championship belt.
Yeah.
But he finished second in the first Open. Do you know who won the first Open 150 years ago?
It wasn't young Tom. I feel like
It
that'd
was
be too.
Not.
Yeah, be 2 on the nose.
Yeah.
It's not the original McEwen. He was the big
It's not.
builder of the time.
Right.
He was like one of
Right.
the main. Yeah. No, I don't know.
If I give you a hint, I'm trying to think. It's either I think he designed
It's not
Olympia
Willie.
Fields.
It's as I say, it's not Willie Park, is it?
It
Not
is Willie.
Junior.
No, Senior. Willie Park
Right.
Senior
I
beat
didn't
old
think he
Tom
would.
Morris.
I didn't think he won the first one, but no, yeah.
No, he did. He won the first one. Okay, so that's question number one. Yeah. I just thought it was cool. I had no idea that the Open exists because they were like literally trying to find the best golfer after the best golfer died.
Yeah, I forgot about that
It's pretty
too. Like,
crazy.
I say that like, oh yeah, I totally knew that. I just
Right.
forgot. Like, it's
Right.
one of those things where like yeah, that I had heard that lore before, but it's
Yeah.
it's a good one. It's a good
Yeah.
piece of detail that gets missed.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna stay in the Wayback Machine. Give you a little
Mm-hmm.
hint right there. The largest margin of victory in the history of the Open is 13 strokes. Who owns that record?
It's not Tiger.
Nope.
Is it Bobby Jones?
Nope.
I don't know then.
Old Tom Morris.
It was old Tom.
Old Tom, 1861. He set that record.
Jesus Christ. 1861.
Now, to be fair,
what open was that?
Like where?
Where number any of it?
I don't know. 1861. I mean, it still was pretty early in the early days, I think, of the Open.
It kills me. You could just
First 10, right?
2022 minus 150. Then figure out. I'm not going to now, just out of principle. But either way, in 1861, this golf tournament was being played.
I know, right? On these same golf courses. It's incredible.
It's unbelievable. My house was built in like 1952.
I mean, our country was founded in 1776.
Less than 100 years prior. Yeah.
Right. Just insane. But I think they were also only playing 12 holes around back then.
Yeah. And exchanging a bull riding belt for who's the best at it.
Right. Okay. Number 3. True or false? You have a 50-50 shot at this one. Bobby Jones won the first Open he ever competed in at St. Andrews.
True.
No, it's false.
Really?
In fact, the story is that he tore up his card after it took him 4 shots to get out of the hill bunker on 11.
What a diva.
During the third round.
So
that was that.
Must be a founder of Augusta with that diva attitude.
Flinkshot, you were wrong. Sorry.
When Arnold Palmer made that a global tournament, I think was it Tiger who said made that tournament what it is?
Yes. Yeah. I can say that.
When Arnold Palmer was over there, if he would have taken 4 to get out of a bunker or some gorse or whatever, he wouldn't have done that.
Right.
Mr. Palmer, I'm sorry. Show some respect.
Oops. I wanted to reply to Flinkshot because he was funny. Okay. That was so he tore up his card. He did end up winning the following year, I believe. Okay. A little more modern day, post World War II trivia question.
I'm really going for the 0 for 5 here. Just so you
know. Tiger Woods won back-to-back Open championships in 2005 and 2006. He was the first player to defend his Open championship since this golfer did it in 1983. I really like this fun fact. It's 1983. So you have to think about that era's golfers, right?
I feel like Nicholas would be too obvious. Is it Watson?
Very good. Tom Watson.
I thought I was going to go over 4.
I'm very impressed. All right. Finally, This isn't a factual one. This is just going to be
these are where we thrive.
Right. Yes. Right. I think you were pretty close last time I asked something similar to this for the US Open. Because I think you said the question is, all right, so I'll give you some context. Since 2014, all right, 6 of the last 7 winners have finished 12 under or better over the 4 days of the Open. So what wins it this year?
At St. Andrews. What will the weather be like?
I don't know.
At least 12 under since 2014.
That's right. I believe that was the lowest score, other than, trying to think, somebody shot like a 7 under overall to win it. Might have been Zach Johnson, maybe.
When was that Mickelson Stenson shootout? Wasn't that like 19 under?
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you took away the 12 under, a lot of them were in the teens that ended up winning. There was like a 7 under, a 12 under, and then 19, 22. I think Morikawa won it 21 under last year or something like that.
This course isn't hard for them, so I'm gonna go 18.
All right,
18 under.
And we got Wayne Ross here, who says 14. So Wayne, if you're right, I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to send you something.
God knows what it'll be.
I'll send you some of Bill's flip flops and t-shirts.
Yeah, it's top. That's all. That's what I do on the internet.
What did you say? 17?
18.
18. All right. Yep. That's a pretty good number. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the final. I'll make up another reason to do 5 major questions, because I feel like we really enjoy them.
We could just do 5 questions.
5 stupid questions.
5 dumb questions. Yeah. And we'll be like all golf things. We realize we don't care. So
right.
Do 5 questions about our other sponsor, Baja Blast.
Wayne, you're in Northern Ireland? Oh man. Look at us.
What is happening here?
Global.
There's no way there's no way that's true. It's 4 a.m. there.
Hey, maybe Wayne doesn't sleep well. He needs something to put him to sleep. Welcome. You're welcome.
This will do it. So hey, TV talk.
Yeah, can we do some TV talk?
I don't really have much to update on.
Okay.
Peaky Blinders.
You gotta really get it together.
Well,
man.
I finished Stranger Things, and two comments. I am upset that I didn't buy the Stranger Things Lego set when it came out, just so you know.
What was the build?
It's Will's house, but it's like an upside down one, and it flips over. So like, the upside down, whatever. And then it has like
oh my God.
It's like Byers Castle, or I forgot what he called his little treehouse thing in the back. Yeah, it's like a little set like that. It was It was the I think Hop's truck. It's a cool set, but it's like probably paying like $400 or $500 for it now, and I'm not doing that. So I don't know where to put it, but man, that would have been a fun set to have. The next comment I have was it seems like 50-50. Everyone keeps saying it seems like 50-50. People either loved it or thought it was the worst season to date, whatever. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought
I loved it.
I just fun to watch in a different format. Not like the 45-minute shows, whatever. So
yeah, I had to like mentally prepare myself for the last 2.5 hour episode. Like I haven't sat and watched something for 2.5 hours in forever.
Small kids, golf websites, jobs, 4th of July. By the time, we're so much parental reflection, like, oh, okay, this is what my parents were like, or whatever. There's, especially with my daughter being 10 now, my son growing up, there's no time at night to do anything.
Any of that, yeah, for sure.
So I think it took us like a good 3-4 nights to chip away and finish it. Yeah. And it was tough because I think we did a pretty good job at not stopping at the wrong places in it. So it would be like, okay, it's a good spot to leave off. Not that any of
Yeah.
them were good, but
Yeah.
it's weird because it's like I don't want to spoil anything for people who are going to watch it, but
Of course. Of
I
course.
feel like it was exciting, scary, not like you'll be scared watching it, like, oh, my heroes kind of a thing.
Right. Right.
Left you feeling like everything turned out how you wanted it to without being the obligatory, like, oh, everyone lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and definitely left me with some like, oh, I thought it was this all along, but it's this. So and we've had tons of that all season, but I'm very excited
Yeah.
about
I,
season
yeah.
5.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a season 5 coming. So I was like, as
Same.
I was watching it, I'm like, man, they're really going to leave this hanging here a little bit, but, well, we're not going to get a season 5 until 2024,
What
I
is
guess.
this? Ozark? Jeez.
Yeah. But I was so impressed. Yes. That show to me is just like, it's not, you know, The Godfather, right? It's a show that's going to be fun and entertaining and funny and enjoyable and the whole thing. Um, but so that's what the show is going to be. And so I don't understand how people can not like it for that because it does that really well. I was more impressed that they took basically 3 stories and told them in a way that didn't be like, because you had the Russia storyline, you had the California storyline, and then you had the Hawkins storyline, and how those were sort of slowly merging. And it was just super fun. I just thought it was so much fun.
Yeah. The one criticism I have with the timelines, and I think, the stories like are running, like they're continually happening, but
Sure.
they're putting these 2 to 4 year gaps in between production.
Right.
Um,
Right. That's fair.
maybe
Yeah.
decade. And so it's like it's
Yeah.
hard to believe that they're just flipping into the next event and the previous event had just happened when the kid, like Elle specifically, Millie Bobby Brown,
Yeah.
looks significantly older and
Of
more
course.
mature.
Yeah.
And
I mean, women mature faster than boys. That's just a fact, Bill.
it
I don't know
is a
if you know
fact.
this.
Yeah, right. And it might happen in like 3 weeks as Hollywood goes. But I think
Right.
what's his face? Um Mike, same
Yeah.
thing with him. It's like he looks like he's 22 with a mortgage. Not like he just
Right.
was in
A
junior high.
freshman, right? They're
Yeah,
sophomores now or something? I don't know.
right.
Yeah, but whatever.
That's my only
Yeah,
complaint. And then I
yeah.
saw apparently there's gonna be they have like a whole what do they call it? A Netflix shingle called Upside Down Productions now, and there's gonna be a Stranger Things play, a Stranger Things like
Yes,
live
there's gonna be
action,
sure, it's a
a, s-
spinoff.
a
Yeah,
spin-off thing. So
yeah.
that's either gonna be insufferable or fantastic. Nowhere
Right,
in between.
right, right.
So I don't know. That's all I got for TV talk.
Alright, I was really hoping that we'd have something to discuss because there's you know how I love my television, and I did really I just think it's such a fun show. It's just a fun show. That's it.
I love it. I love Stranger Things. And
Yeah. I actually after I finished season 4, if I come into another TV lull, I think I'm gonna start over because that first season was just so great.
yeah, that's not a bad one to start over. Though I'll
Yeah.
tell you, at the dance competition a couple weekends ago,
Yeah.
being around and now so my daughter, not to brag, is I think maybe we didn't talk about this on one of the shows, is dancing up in contemporary.
Yes, right,
And so now she's
right.
around the older girls. Well, the older girls are talking about Stranger Things. And
Oh, boy.
she's like, can I watch Stranger Things? And we're like, nah, especially with my daughter, who's very, very high. Hey, shocking, high strung and anxious, whatever.
Go figure,
Um,
right,
it was
right,
like me, she's not a great sleeper, and sort of like, just she'll get 4 hours of sleep, but go about her day like nothing happened.
right, right.
We're like, you cannot watch Stranger Things, not yet. And so I can't figure out when the right time will be, but I will absolutely use that opportunity. Like, oh, darn it, I have to watch the
Yeah.
whole thing over again. So,
Oh, look at these guys are even I this these are our people. Look at Flingshot here, look.
Isn't Sinners?
I don't know Sinners.
Yeah, it's
Is that Hulu?
Yeah, I think. And I can't like who's in it. Felicia, tell us who's in it. Anyway, I'm happy to see all these people interacting and being pals.
I know, it's really fun. Look at Gator Golf over here is in southern Wisconsin. Now they're talking to each other.
I'm trying to
Gator
think.
Golf is talking to Wayne.
36
We're bringing people together.
Gator Golf, 36 goes holes near Green Lake, hidden gem.
I was talking about Lasonia.
Lasonia's not a hidden gem. It's a very known out there gem.
You think so?
Yes, 100%.
I totally disagree.
Especially with Erin Hills and Sand Valley being there now. That's the loop. You go and you play it in between on the drive.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's that well known. We
should have
asked like our guys playing on whenever we played, Saturday or Friday or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is fantastic. By the way, Portugal is like the new hot. Per Wayne's comment here, my kids are now, due to the Walk the Moon song, Portugal are like, Dad, can we go to Portugal someday? Like, oh, sure, no problem.
Portugal that's funny. Portugal was our next stop until the pandemic. But Portugal was the next stop for the McEwen World Tour.
By all accounts, it's one of the most magnificent places in this here world.
It looks amazing. We've had a couple friends go and they just loved it. Anyways.
All right. Should we wrap this thing up?
Yes. Thank you guys for joining us. That was really fun. We'll try to do this a little more often. Next time, maybe we can be in person.
I forgot. May have to come into the city and get some better Wi-Fi for that. We'll see. All right. What do you... Let's just get, we won't, I'm only going to let you plug one thing. You have a what's in the box this week where you open your sub 70s 659 CB irons. If you've been following this channel.
And Jesus, as that thing took off.
We have done the fittings. We have done, this is, if I'm not mistaken, our second 659 unboxing. I unboxed my set.
Yeah.
We both have them. Look at us. And then over at drivingrangeheroes.com, you will see a review, a written review of the 659 irons. We're going to be gear talking them, a lot more stuff coming with those. But I noticed, I can't remember if it was on social media or I can't remember if it was in YouTube, but somebody gave you the, why are people so into rusty clubs, blah, blah, blah. And
on Twitter. Yeah.
And you said, they look cool. And I'm like, I'm going to answer this for people right now. Why do the people do raw clubs? They do raw clubs on tour. That's where it starts, on tour, right?
Okay.
Because what they can do, and this is a common thing, right? They take a raw Vokey head or whatever, and they do a whole bunch of grinding to it, and there's imperfections. So then they can buff that out, and the club looks uniform and looks right to the guy's eye. Now, if you do that with a chrome or black finish club, well, all of a sudden now you have an issue how the finish matches with the rest of the head and it looks bad. And depending on what you have, could create durability issues. So that raw, rusty finish allows them to keep the ultimate finish after they're grinding uniform and also sun and glare reduction. Okay.
Got it.
So us cool kids out here who love our golf equipment want what the pros have, so we go the raw path. I will point out, I went learning my lesson, having my super unique set of TA3 irons from sub 70 and raw. I said, this time around, I'm going with the satin chrome. So it is a preference thing. I would say the general reason you're going to see amateurs have the rusty raw clubs is glare protection and wanting to be cool like the pros. Let's be honest. But that is it, to keep that. Yeah. So when you do all that finishing, go grind your wedge and watch all the trash that happens to it, and then go, well, that looks terrible. Right. Quick little sandblast or buff or polish, boom, it's uniform again because they don't have any chrome to deal with or any sort of PVD, whatever. That is why you have a raw finish that turns to rust on a golf club. And if you don't want that rust, just soak it in a little, CLR, some Coke, some vinegar. It's super
it's just
easy.
metal. Right.
It is super easy to not have your raw clubs rust.
Right.
There you go. Ask Uncle Bill right there.
God damn. Ask Uncle Bill. We got to bring that back too.
We do. That's a good off-season thing. Actually, when the majors are over and we don't care about golf anymore.
Right.
Look, they were at Deer Run, one of my favorite courses in Illinois. We didn't even talk about it. I didn't even watch it. I didn't even care. Didn't even care.
Nope.
Which is, again, the criticism and the problem. And shout out our buddy Ryan French, Monday Q Info, highlighting how sad it is because there's so many great, important stories happening and no one paid attention.
Yep.
Guilty. Hand up. That was me.
Yep.
All right.
Gator Golf and Flingshot and Wayne and Scoob and all those guys. Thanks for keeping us company on it. Patty, Madoobie, that's the best. Thanks, guys.
Guys, thanks for coming. That's Chris McEwen at Chris McEwen on all social medias. Don't forget to go listen to his podcast, Golf Origin Stories. It's one of the best you're going to have because golf podcasts are terrible. His is not. I'm Bill Bush, driverangeheroes.com, at Range Heroes on all social medias. Go down below, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. 1,000 subscribers coming up soon. That means,
oh yeah,
for you,
all you guys over here on this chat, you better be subscribed. Yeah, we're going to be giving away tons of stuff for the 1,000. I think we're like 50 away or something. We're close, man.
53 as of logging in earlier. All right.
There you go.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us live. Hey, this was fun. We'll do it again sometime. We'll polish this up. We'll figure it out. That's been the Range Live, a show sometimes about golf. We'll see you next time. I'll turn it off.
Do I just...